Hello everybody. Been working on something a little different the last week or so. This is a 28 millimeter resin building from Total Battle Miniatures. That's a company located in the UK. And this is part of their World War II European 28 millimeter line. And talking to the people at Total Battle Miniatures, this line of buildings, there's quite a few of them. I mean, there might even be 15 or so in this collection. And excuse me, they were a commission project that they did for a gentleman named Leo Behrens. He was the co-author of No Silent Night, a book that covered the Battle of the Bulge in the Ardennes in World War II. And I spoke to him through a Facebook group that he was part of, and he said that it was a commission piece that he had them do, and he said that he sent them pictures of various structures from Foy, Neuville, and one other Belgian town, and then they used those to come up with these various buildings. And I do know the church that's part of this collection is basically a replica of the church in the village of Foy. And so I thought that kind of intrigued me. They aren't just sort of representative buildings, but they're at least to some extent replicas of actual structures in Belgium from black and white photos that he had collected during his research. So that was pretty cool. I kind of discovered this line of buildings through a couple different YouTube channels. I believe Texas Bolt Action. He has quite a few of them, and I was real impressed with how he had painted them up, and so that's how through chatting with him, I discovered the company, and went to their website, and oh boy, they're beautiful buildings. They're expensive. I know to get shipped to the U.S. is pretty pricey, but if you spend 200 Great British pounds, which whatever the conversion rate is at this moment, but it's more than that in U.S. dollars, it's free shipping. So I did about a year ago. I kind of bit the bullet. I've been drilling over them for quite a few months, and my wife said, "Just do it." Bless her heart. And so I did. I picked out about 200 pounds worth of buildings, and it did take. It took, gosh, I want to say 4 to 6 weeks before I actually received my order. But I believe John was the gentleman I was talking to at Total Battle Miniatures. Extremely great at keeping me up to speed on how the order was progressing, when they were shipping. And when they came, they were extremely well packed. And I'll be sharing, I actually started another one, I've got it primed. And I'll share those with you as I work on them. They sat around for about a year just because I'd never spent that amount of money on terrain. That's hard for me to even spend that much on miniatures. It was over $200 by the time I was all done. I think it was, geez, it could have been $280, which was insane. And so then I was all worried about doing them perfectly, you know. Didn't want to screw them up, and so they sat in the box. Finally I said, okay, enough of that. It's time to don't buy them if you're not going to paint them and use them and learn from them. So I started with this particular one. It was a little bit more simple and smaller than some of the buildings, and it's called the Village Stable from Total Battle Miniatures. And I just got a few things sitting here for scale. These cows are plastic cows from Renedra. They're in their 1/48th scale line, which, by the way, work really well with the 1/56 scale. So I'll set those aside, and then just a couple troops there again to show some scale. The actual dimensions of this building, they call it, and this is the outside footprint. It's 90 millimeter by 180 millimeter, which I don't know what that converts to exactly in inches, but it's a nice size building. So now I'll give you kind of a quick 360 of the piece here. See, I can have the light decent on it if I can. The stonework is just beautiful on these pieces. There we go. That's a little bit better. And where they'd closed a window in or patched a window or to put a smaller window in, they'd done some brickwork through the years, which was that was fun to paint. Then on the back side, here you can see they got the gutter, of course, along the roof, and then the downspout, which is a nice detail. And then where some of the plaster is cracking out, and let's see, I'll back it up there, and the front again, and then of course the entire roof lifts off. It's just hollow inside. Set that over there, and let's see if we can get a little bit of a look on the inside, because they're fully detailed interiors also. You can see the stone floor. It's got a loft, which you can kind of see the door here. Then, you know, here we'll go turn around this way. See it a little bit better. Is right there. And then it's got that handy little gate next to the door, which gives you something to grab so that you can lift that off. And then down inside you can see there's door coming into each stable pin there, and then the little feed trough for the livestock down on the other side there, which is also interesting then, just to show the detail and thought they put into this. When you put this on, so they would have stacked hay or whatever up here in the loft, and then there's the two holes above each feed station down below where they would have thrown hay down inside. Of course, detail on the doors and everything inside there too. So this is kind of cool, you know, for bolt actions, what I got them for, and you know, a place to have a sniper up here, shooting out that door or out this door, and you can see the thickness of this resin. I mean, geez, it's more than an eighth inch thick. So that's, I mean, these are sturdy pieces, and there's no assembly. This is the way they came. They were a light gray was the color of the resin, but yeah. So then I did the paint work on them, and I was happy with how they turned out. There's so much detail on them. It's just fun to see what you can do. And with the stonework, used a lot of washes and picked out individual stones, and you know, to add some different color and some realism to the piece. But yeah, after doing all that paper craft buildings for my bolt action, this was kind of I felt like I was ready to take it to the next level of detail on my table. I can still use my cardstock buildings, and I won't get rid of them or quit using them, but I just thought it'd be fun to. It's something I kind of been wanting. I play enough bolt action, and actually this particular piece would work for Napoleonic. You could probably get by with the American War of Independence, you know, any of those kind of time frames, and so it's got a little bit of flexibility too. So, but anyway, all right. Well, I won't take any more of your time. I appreciate you watching, and I thought I'd just point this out because I know it's a company I hadn't heard of, and they're beautiful, beautiful buildings. Expensive, but to me, worth the money. You can get a lot of use out of them, and a lot of fun to paint up. So, all right, take care, guys, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.